All right, sir. So I just got to ask you, you've been a basketball lifer, but I always want to ask you this: just growing up for you, who were some of your favorite basketball players?
I had a lot of them, but for me, grew up in the city of Chicago, and so for me it was Chicago Bulls. So Chet Walker, who just passed away, was a guy that made me fall in love with the game. Bob Love was a tremendous player, became my mentor when I first got into the NBA. Norm Van Leer, Jerry Sloan, Tom Bullwinkle, Bobby Weiss. That Chicago Bulls team, man. Howard Porter, Artis Gilmore. I would be in the Chicago Stadium, pay that dollar for a ticket, and just sit there and watch all those guys. So those guys were my heroes. I fell in love with Marcus Johnson a little bit. That's why I wore number 8. And so I couldn't be Dr. J, so I couldn't get number 6, even though he was the coolest player I ever saw in my life. But yeah, it's just guys like that that I tried to emulate and be like.
You talked about those great Bulls teams, and shout out to Artis Gilmore with the chops, man. That's always good. I love seeing photos of him. But if you could do this, and I know it's on the spot, if you did your personal basketball Mount Rushmore, your 4 players that you would put on the basketball Mount Rushmore, who would be your 4?
Well, I would probably say Magic, Kareem, MJ, and LeBron. Those would be my 4.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there. You can't go wrong. Okay, I like that. So, one thing about your career, you were a great 6 man. You understood your role. The NBA today, it seems like maybe guys are out of tune or understanding roles. Everyone wants to be a star. And I'm pretty sure you look at this game because the way you guys were coached is like, hey, you don't take these type of shots. You take the shots that are drawn up for you. Can you talk about just the change in the game? And is it a good thing that it's going that way, or is it a bad thing that players are able just to go out there and just play recklessly at certain points?
I think analytics has pretty much changed the game. And the 3 is better than the 2 mentality. And so I think all the players are encouraged to learn how to shoot the 3, encouraged to take the 3 before they take a contested 2. And I think that's what's changed the game. I know for me, if I played in this era, yeah, I could shoot the 3, but I'm still getting my mid-range. I just feel like a balance as a basketball player is what keeps you in rhythm. And we saw an example of it tonight here in Game 3, where the Celtics up 21, but yet they kept shooting 3s. And that allowed Dallas to get back in the game. But we've seen it all year, right? It's been a common theme all year, is that no lead is too good and no lead is safe. And we almost saw one of the biggest meltdowns tonight that we've seen in finals history, but good for the Celtics and their talent, and Jaylen Brown figured out a way to make sure it didn't happen.
It's funny because you're being a guy, you were around the 6'8" range. The league is sort of based on that now, guys playing the undersized 4. Do you ever think about that? Like, if I had a chance to play, you mentioned shooting 3s, but this NBA, how it is catered to guys that are 6'8". Because when you were playing, you played amongst the trees, Moses, Kareem. Have you ever thought about that and just how the game is now catered to guys that played your position, your height?
Well, I know, without a doubt, I could play in this game. I mean, I would have thrived in this game, especially when the guy can't touch me. Because I was that kind of guy like a Kiki Vanderweel, Alex English, where we knew how to get open to get the ball, and we caught it in our range. We turned, we had a triple threat position, and if you touch us, you're in trouble. If you back off, it's a jumper. Then you only got one dribble to the hoop. So for me, in going to Pete Newell's camp for many years and being taught the game his way, it's no doubt that guys like myself, Kiki Vanderwey, Alex English would have thrived in the way that they play today.
Last question. And I know you did your Mount Rushmore, but if you could build the perfect team, let's take guys from your era and put them in today's NBA. If you could build, obviously it means maybe a small ball team, but if you could build the perfect team that you think a starting 5 and you're in that 5, I need you to put 4 of the guys on the court with you.
I'll put myself as the 6th man.
Okay, well then put your 5 out there.
And I would say Magic. I would put Dale Ellis on there, because I think Dale Ellis is one of the greatest shooters ever in the history of the game, and that's a 3 ready to happen without a doubt. Yeah. Oh man, shoot. Kareem would definitely be there. Bird would be there, and I would have my bruiser, man. I'd have Karl Malone. I think Karl Malone, to me, is, to me, he's the best power forward ever. I know Charles would want to kick my butt for saying that, but I just do. But you always need that guy that's going to bully you and get the inside shot. So him and Kareem, man, with Dale Ellis coming off them screens, shooting them jumpers, man. No, and Larry Bird, come on, it'd have been over. But MJ's got to be on there too. So I know it's tough, man. But you know what?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Dale Ellis was averaging 25 a game at one point in time.
Pick that team because I knew that Magic needed the ball. I would want him to have it. Bird is unreal. And MJ just had to be mad at me this time.
I love it. I love it. Well, Eddie, I appreciate everything that you've done for basketball. As a fan of the game, just a person who grew up watching this game, your Seattle, the Phoenix days, Seattle, just going down the list of things. Appreciate what you have done for basketball, man. We appreciate the time.
My pleasure, man.